So here we go again, the time of year when all the Marvel fans and DC fans go at it in the internet. These internet gangsters out there trolling around, talking about, oh, Marvel's better than DC, DC's better than Marvel. Who cares? You gotta love the internet. And with that, I'm welcoming you to another episode of The Road Mentor, where my goal, as always, is to enhance the movie watching experience. So, Justice League. Finally, this is a movie I've been cautiously optimistic about. I can't remember a movie in its production that has gone through more issues that I can remember. I mean, whether it be from Zack Snyder and some of the early bad reactions to his movie, to him leaving the project under the most tragic of circumstances, of course, as a parent. We had issues with Ben Affleck. We had issues with Joss Whedon and infidelity and these reshoots and how many reshoots, how much it was costing, and people were crying about it's only 2 hours long and so forth. It was on and on and on. It was always something or another about this damn movie. I'm glad it's finally here. We can finally talk about it. And based on everything I just mentioned, I didn't have my hopes set too high for this one. And I gotta give credit where credit's due. Warner Brothers was able to piece together something very good here. And yes, DC fans and Marvel fans, you may not like or not like this. This is a very good, enjoyable movie. So here we have Warner Brothers putting something together, and you can tell that they've completely changed focus, and that's for the better, of course. You know, they were known because the Batman v Superman, Suicide Squad is very kind of drab, it kind of was a downer, very heavy movies. I thought they would get off to a really good start with Wonder Woman the Sun, which I really thought was great. And now, and they continued that path. They give us something here, which is as a comic book movie, and essentially a comic book movie just needs to be fun and entertaining. And this is what this movie does. It's not perfect. I wasn't blown away, and I'll get to some of my issues in a little bit. But overall, this is a great experience, a good film-going experience. This movie is made for the casual fan to go in there, shove popcorn in their face, and have a good time. And because they got the things that need to get right, they hit it out of the park when it comes to, number one, just the tone. I get a lighter tone, something we're not really used to. They kind of will skew in that way in Wonder Woman, but the humor here is much lighter. The humor is great. I found myself laughing out loud more on one occasion. You can tell Josh's, his hands in the script and whatever he directed, whatever portion of the movie he directed. Visually, this is still a Zack Snyder film, and that's a good thing in terms of the visual presentation of it all. But you can say this is two directors who both had the hand in the cookie jar here, and it was for the better. Not perfect, but again, it was funny, and the characters was the most important part. They got the characters right. You give a shit about these guys. You want to see more of them. Everybody gets their moment to shine here, and that's what's great about it. Because essentially, this is the Justice League. We want to see Justice League get together, have some good, funny banter, work together, kick some ass, and this is essentially what they do here. Obviously, Batman. I liked him, Batman, Superman. I thought he's great in this movie as well. Wonder Woman, of course, springboarding off her solo movie. She's great in this. So those who are fans of Wonder Woman need not worry. She's awesome. Aquaman, he's a rock star. And the Flash is great. He steals every scene that he's in. He's hilarious. I love him. I can't wait to see more of him down the road. And even Cyborg, although he was a little bit shortchanged, he was fine. He was good. He was an interesting character. But the movie obviously was truncated a lot, and I think I'm sure a lot of his scenes and backstory were left on the cutting room floor, but that's fine. He's still okay. Overall, everything worked in terms of that. The action was great, some really cool set pieces here. Some of the CG is a little shoddy here and there, but whatever, it is what it is. Nothing's perfect, but overall, it's just a great fun experience, man. You want to see Justice League get together and kick ass, and this is exactly what they do. Now, yes, on the issue side, yeah, the movie is, some of the rumblings around with the social media tweets that came about a couple of days ago. The consensus was it was an overall fun film, but flawed, and which I agree with 100%. My issues, they're not huge, but they're there. Some are glaring. Number one is the story is kind of thin. I mean, Batman, get you guys together and let's go kick ass. That's basically what it is. And you can tell there's a much bigger, broader movie here. But I think Warner Bros. Wanted to trim this down, make this a more fun, casual, fan-friendly movie, and that's exactly what they did here. So there's a couple things that I feel a little short change in some of the story, some of the editing a little bit off. But again, that it worked in its favor because the pacing is spot on. It's fast. It never lets up. You're always entertained. I was never bored watching this. As simplistic as the story was, you almost didn't care. You're having fun watching these guys on the screen doing cool shit, and that's what they do. much like Thor Ragnarok, this movie doesn't have that emotional. It's a little bit emotionally bankrupt here. It's just a little bit flimsy, but yet still very entertaining. It doesn't have that kind of like something what you get in Wonder Woman with the love story, and of course it was paid off in the end with Steve Trevor, Chris Pine's character. And you don't get anything to that level here, but you do get some more scenes that are even more entertaining that you see in Wonder Woman. Although I do think that's a better movie. Overall, again, it all still worked together well despite those issues. There were some times where, you can tell when the movie was reshot, some of the things looked a little different, particularly Barry Allen, Ezra Miller, who plays the Flash. He looks sometimes a little bit different than we did in the previous scene. So you can tell this was kind of edited on pretty quickly because they're trying to get this movie out. And I can forgive that. And I expected nothing else but that. And the villain was it was okay. It was one, the Steppenwolf is his character's name. He's pretty much one-dimensional, not much to him. But again, the focus was on the characters themselves, and that's when they hit a home run. That's what made this movie so entertaining, and I highly recommend you guys go watch it, particularly in the big screen. And in essence, they kind of took a page out of Marvel. I mean, great characters, check. Light and tone, a lot of humor, check. Cool action sequences, check. Kind of shoddy, minimal villain, check. Questionable narrative, check. I mean, this is what Marvel movie does. I mean, they give you great characters, the story's hit or miss, and the villain sucks. That's basically what this movie is. This is a Marvel movie with the DC logo in front of it. So if you like Marvel, there's no reason why you shouldn't enjoy this movie. It's way better than Batman v Superman, way better than Suicide Squad. Not quite as good as Wonder Woman, but close in some ways. As good as Man of Steel, and in some ways it isn't. But overall, it's a good, fun, good experience, a good summer popcorn flick in the middle of November, right before the holiday season begins. I really recommend you guys go watch it. It's a lot of fun. And stay tuned. There's two end credit scenes, which are great. There's some of the best after credit scenes that I've seen in Marvel or in DC, period. One is really fun, and the other one really sets up the future of Justice League, and which I'm excited for. And this movie really gives us hope that DC's finally in the right direction, coming out Wonder Woman and now Justice League. Good for them. It's good for all of us, all the comic book fans out there who love these kind of movies. That's a good thing. Let's embrace it. Check it out. Justice League, you're gonna watch it. Did you like it? Am I nuts? Comment below. Let me know as always. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe below and feed my need to go to the movies and talk about it afterwards. See you guys next time.